The rain was a relentless curtain, blurring the already fading light of dusk. I'd been an idiot, venturing into the Whisperwood alone, lured by tales of its ethereal beauty, the legendary Silver River that snaked through its heart. Now, hopelessly lost and soaked to the bone, beauty was the furthest thing from my mind. Shivering, I stumbled onward, my teeth chattering a frantic rhythm. Then, through the dense trees, a flicker of light. Hope surged through me, warming me more than any fire could. It was a small cottage, smoke curling from its chimney, a beacon in the oppressive darkness. I hurried towards it and knocked, my knuckles raw against the weathered wood. The door creaked open, revealing an old woman, her face etched with wrinkles that spoke of a long life lived deep within the woods. She beckoned me inside, her eyes kind. "Come in, child. You look half frozen. Get out of those wet clothes." I gratefully accepted a coarse, homespun garment and huddled by the crackling fire. The heat slowly seeped into my bones as she handed me a steaming bowl hot soup. "Drink this. It will warm you up." It smelled strongly of herbs, an unfamiliar, earthy scent. A man sat in a shadowy corner, silent and still. He was handsome, with a sadness that seemed to cling to him like the damp air. The old woman noticed my gaze.
"That's my son, Ethan."
He hasn't spoken a word since his wife disappeared. He loved her dearly, you see. I murmured my condolences, taking a tentative sip of the soup. It was surprisingly delicious, a complex blend of flavors that danced on my tongue. I drank another mouthful, feeling the warmth spread through my chest. That's when it started. A strange pressure, building in my chest, an almost unbearable ache. My vision blurred, and I gasped, clutching at my throat. Then a horrifying, undeniable sensation, my chest expanding, stretching, straining against the cloth. I looked down in disbelief, my heart pounding in my ears. Two distinct mounds were pushing against the fabric, growing larger with each passing second. Ethan stared, his eyes wide with a mixture of shock and something else, something I couldn't quite decipher. The old woman, however, wore a triumphant smile. "What is happening to me?" I choked out, my voice trembling. "What did you put in that soup?" "A little magic," she said, her voice surprisingly strong. "A wish fulfilled. You see, my son has been heartbroken, his life frozen in grief. This soup, it grants the giver's greatest desire. I wish for him to have his wife back." She gestured towards me. She showed me the photos in which her son and her daughter-in-law and that woman were there, and I had become one with the women like her daughter-in-law the photos, my body still racked with change. My limbs felt different, heavier, my skin smoother. Even my clothes felt strange, clinging in new and unfamiliar ways. You've turned me into a woman?" I stammered, my mind reeling. "You are Richa now," the old woman declared. "You are Ethan's wife." A new life began. I was Richa, Ethan's wife. We walked hand in hand through the Whisperwood, the Silver River our constant companion. I learned to love the way the rain felt on my skin, the way Ethan looked at me with adoration in his eyes.